Hey, dreamers and gold diggers. Welcome to the Hoods and Hooded podcast with drshon, the motivational Zenzi. We're here to elevate your game in business, entrepreneurship, mental and physical wellness, and financial literacy, all aimed at helping you create generational wealth. Grab your pens and pads because we're diving deep into strategies to boost your mindset and set you on the path to happiness and success. All aboard the Hoods and Hooded Express. Let's get started.
Hi, kings and queens. Welcome back to the Hoods and Hooded podcast with your host, Dr. Shizzy. I know y'all been like, where has drshon been? Well, business has been, eating away all of my time. But I am back and ready to get this journey to success back on track. All right. So in today's episode, we will be talking about favor along your journey to success. Okay. Favor along your journey to success. That is the topic. Now, I know y'all heard the phrase, everybody ain't able to be favored, or favor ain't fair. Favor ain't fair. That's what they say. And it's really not. And we're going to talk about the favor that you need along your journey. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm not favored. I have so much going on. Like, I don't have favor, when in fact, you do have a lot of favor over your life. Many times when you come from the hood, when you come from underserved background, and you have so many obstacles to overcome before you can reach the success or accomplish your goals, it can seem like you're not favored. It can seem like actually the opposite is true. I've been there, done that. Even just this year, it's been really hard for me to stay consistent on this podcast just because I've been going through a lot as a new entrepreneur with this office. I did come back on in September and just talk a little bit about that journey, but it's been a strenuous year for me. Sometimes during this difficult year, my mind started to play tricks on me and made me feel like I wasn't favored. Have y'all ever had that where you pray for something, you even work really hard year after year after year, and then you finally get there and it's not what you expected, and you start to feel like, dang, this ain't really favored, this is something else. Listen, I'm here to tell y'all, don't let the enemy trick you out your spot. All right? Favor is not fair, but favor is not easy. I know that you see people being successful, they have it made in the shade. Mama did, daddy did. They done had a great upbringing. Everything was laid out. They got the college fund. They got the, they can call mama and daddy anytime they need something during. That ain't us. That, if you come from poverty, the hood, that's not you. That will not be your story unless you have that one parent who just gonna stick in there with you. But from hood to hooded, we talking about going from having nothing and still being highly favored. Can you imagine? I'm a testimony. I'm a witness to that. Favor will carry you along your journey to success. But the one thing we have to do, and the one thing that you must remember, is that you have to do your part. You must show up. You must show up for yourself. If you don't show up for yourself, nobody else is going to show up for you. And God ain't even going to show up for you. So why not start showing up for yourself today and claim that favor that is due to you through your inheritance from the man above, okay? So when I say that favor isn't fair and you're going to be going through some difficult times in your life, many people will say, well, dang, how am I supposed to make it through those times, through that darkness, when I feel like I'm not favored? I've been there too many times where I felt like the favor wasn't in my court, and I started to get a little bit of doubt creeping in. You start to listen to the haters, like, I told you so. You know that feeling, I told you so. But I'm going to tell you something. You still got to keep going. You still got to wake up every day and be optimistic and know that God has you covered. Don't let these tangible things in this world, such as money, and clothes, and all this other stuff, make you feel like you're less than worth anything in your life. This is where we have to really know that our mindset, our mind, our brain, how we think, how we treat people is going to be a lot more important than the tangible things that you have going on. All right. So when you come from having nothing and you're on this journey and you reach those points where you are near the point of giving up or extinction, which means like you just don't feel like you're worth living, and you know how mental health can creep into your brain. This is when you really need to keep your faith, because faith and favor go hand in hand. I heard that, somebody was praying for me when I was a child. My grandma prayed for me, my aunts, uncles, different ones prayed for you, and they placed that favor over your life. They asked God to favor you because they know that you're going to be tested. They know that you're going to go through the trial by fire. They know that life isn't set up for you to really even win. You're going to need your faith. You're going to need your favor. You're going to need that, okay? So for me, I know that going through all the difficult times and just feeling less than, and just like, for example, having to put your own senior bills. Like if you're a senior in high school like me, probably this is something the parents are so excited to pay for and help and pitch in. Sometimes that ain't the case. Even if you're doing great in school, sometimes that's just not the case. Along my journey to success, no matter how successful I've been, I've always had to kind of find my own blueprint, foot my own bill, have a job, have 2 jobs, have 3 jobs from high school, 11th, 12th grade, all the way up until now being an actual doctor. I've always had to mastermind and be the mastermind of my life. And this is how you have to be. Sometimes you have to be the mastermind of your life. If it's not always laid out for you, you have to kind of try to put the pieces together and keep going and do your best, because, when you get to a certain spot, favor will pick up the bill. So I'm talking about favor, and my camera wants to act up. But that doesn't mean anything. We still going to continue this conversation and just get motivated to live our best life. But anywho, favor along your journey to success, you're going to need it. It is going to save the day all the time for you. I'm a witness that favor is going to carry you. Every time in life where I've gotten to a point in my dental journey, in this journey to success, I've needed money. I've needed money to take different standardized tests, and you will need money to take those standardized tests and to just apply for different schools. These things cost money. And for me, job is how I pay for it. Like, I had to really work hard and pay for it and accomplish these tasks, right? But a lot of times along this journey, you'll notice that you get a foot in the door that could have went to somebody else, but God favored you. And I feel like me getting into dental school was one of those moments, and was one of the biggest moments where God put his favor over my life. And he could do the same thing for you. You might be going through an experience where you have almost a 0% chance of accomplishing your goal or getting into a program, or, you might have a near 0% chance. Dental school is like that. There is a near 0% chance that you might get in, unless you're just a perfect student. And if coming from the hood and coming from poverty, this doesn't really set you up to be the perfect student. If anything, it holds you back. If anything, you kind of fall for the environment that you're in. You just jump out here and you start working, and before you know it, you're 60 and you just work your whole life. This is like a form of enslavement, I feel. This year, I've had the pleasure of unlearning a lot of this pseudo history. A lot of the pseudo history that talks about Black people being not really having a future and all these different things. I've been seeing so many things that talk about us being not Black, but actually American Indian, and us being from this land already. So just all the information that I've been finding out lately, it just shows me even more how much favor is over my life and the people's life who look like me. We just don't know. So For example, like I said, when I was applying to dental school, I didn't really have the money. I had to really piece this thing together, y'all. So that's why I had to get on here and tell my story from hood to hooded, because it was set up for us to fail. Just from back in the day, it was just set up this way. So if you really want to get it out, you really got to be the mastermind of your life. So I was masterminding the money, masterminding the paperwork. You have to really pay attention and don't fall through the cracks, because it's going to be 10 times harder for you when you come from the hood, right? So the second year that I applied to dental school, of course, I got denied by almost every school. The first year that I applied, got an interview at University of Florida, cried like a baby. And then my second year, which you have to wait a whole another year before you apply again. So that's already like, dang, do I want to go through this whole process again? And still might get told no. The answer is yes. This is a thing that you have to do. Even when you don't have a 100% answer, even when it's still a less than 1% chance, even when all the schools denied you the year before, you still need to keep applying. If that is your goal, you still need to keep trying until you are successful, right? Second year, I applied, got one interview, and I got one acceptance. Now, that's favor. That is favor over your life. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think I really got in because of my personal statement. I can't say that's the only reason that they let me into dental school, because of my personal statement, my story, but that was a huge factor in me becoming a doctor, was my personal statement. As you know, there's only 2 Black, aka American Indian, or HBCU dental schools. That's Howard and Meharry, and I got into one of those. The rest of the 200 and something dental schools are PWI, predominantly white institutions. So, that could tell you a little bit about schools, okay? That'll tell you a little bit about how difficult it is to get into schools. So there's only 2 out of all the dental schools, all right? So I'm actually going to look this up. How many dental schools are in the United States? According to Wikipedia, this might be kind of hard to find. It says 72 schools, but I feel like it's more than that. Even if it's 72, only 2 of those are predominantly Black or HBCUs, which is a very, 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 very low number. So just getting into that program, you can see how it took some favor from God. Even getting into dental residency, this was favor. Sometimes you'll end up sick. You don't know who you are. Going through life. I was homeless, sick. Just sick as a dog my last semester of dental school. Who would have even planned for that? I had no idea that would happen. You go through these 4 years of dental school studying all day and night. That last semester, you're trying to chill and party and celebrate and go to the Carabelli ball and be up early for graduation. But no, I was on this Lupron drug. It's chemo drug. It was poisoning me. It gave me an out-of-body experience. It's like my body just shut down for months. I didn't know. It just shuts. I prayed so hard. But honestly, God, I didn't think I was going to come out of that. I thought that while I was laying in the bed on that drug, especially after the second shot they gave me, because I had supposed to do 3. I only made it to 2. The second shot, I was pretty much almost a vegetable, passing out in the ER every day. And this is at the end of dental school. So while I was out, they had a meeting that I didn't make it to a lot of things my last semester. And at this meeting or this convention or like a my name was mentioned in the room. And this is how favor works. Sometimes God will mention your name or people will mention your name in rooms that you're not even in. But because I had such a stellar academic time at Meharry, I had 2 professors mention my name to go to Brooklyn to do a residency. I didn't apply. I didn't spend the money to apply. Now, mind you, I told you everything is money. You got to prepare. You got to send this and that. But all it took for me was favor from God. So they mentioned my name in that room. I got favor. I said, yeah, I would love to go to New York City. At this point, I'm from Florida. Like, what? Go to residency in New York City? This was like amazing. knowing all the while I could not afford it. Knowing all the while no family was going to be able to help me get there. Knowing all the while that this was the most outlandish dream ever for me to move to New York City without. And I'm already homeless in Nashville, sleeping in the car, sleeping in the hotels, just trying to get my degree and battling. So I was already going through that. But here I am thinking, I got to get to New York City. So that put a whole other thing on my mind. Like, I have to get to New York City. And that's exactly what I did. God made that a way for me to do that. And that's what you call favor. When God just shows up in your life and you get, put in spots and positions that you didn't apply for, you know who applied for you. You already know that favor ain't fair. You already know why good things happen to you. So we have to really learn how to accept the favor over our life, accept God's grace, accept the positive blessings that are falling into our life. Because sometimes it can get scary when you come from nothing. The worst thing that you could do is just go back to nothing. And that's a fear that most people who come from poverty have, like, dang, I just don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. But get comfortable in your favor. Get comfortable in your faith. Get comfortable being unapologetic and just, never allowing other people to dim your light or to try to get you to denounce your favor or to make you feel like you don't deserve it, because you do. Like, you're a hard worker. If you weren't, you wouldn't be on this podcast trying to build success, trying to find out how to be successful, trying to find out how to into different schools or to finish programs or just make a better life. Okay? So, King, Queens, just always remember who you are and just know that you're doing whatever you're doing for a reason and for a purpose. And that even though it's not easy, you can still do it. Now, I've been following this YouTuber named DoDash, DOUGA. She was a DoorDasher, right? And the reason why this favorite topic really kind of hit me, and I just said, I got to get back to my podcasting because of what she has been able to do on YouTube and say favor isn't fair. So she started YouTube a while ago. She's been going. Kind of like me. I've been on YouTube 9 years. I'm still trying to break the barrier to the 1,000 subscribers and the watch hours. And it's been one of the most difficult platforms for me to grow. But one day I'm going to get there. So I'm not going to stop. But anywho, for the past month, I've watched her go from like 2,000 to 3,000 followers being non-monetized to being monetized overnight. Now she's at 50,000. Every day I'm just watching her testimony unfold, and it's just so beautiful to see God's favor happening right before our very eyes. Like, to see how she pushed and prayed and pushed, and how she's inspiring people to just start YouTubes and break free from that fear and that stagnation that holds us back and tries to make us be perfect before we can even make a move. So she kind of inspired me a lot to just continue to get on this mic and tell y'all my testimony, even if it's not perfect, to get on this mic and upload these podcasts, even if I don't have like this well-planned, thought-out topic that's because I have a message regardless. I have a message just let you know about the favor, about the testimony that is my life. So by DoDash, sharing her testimony, she just motivated me in so many ways to just stop holding myself back. Stop holding yourself back, guys. Stop. But the one thing I noticed is that the favor over her life, it made so many other YouTubers, man. It made so many other YouTubers jealous, like, why her? And now I see so many negative videos. Well, she should have did this. She should have did that. She gonna lose her this. She gonna lose her pay. She gonna lose this. She lying. She's this. Like, this is what comes with favor. A lot of people will not understand your favor. They will not appreciate your light. They will continue to try to dim your light. They will be the biggest haters in your life. So when you're favored, you have to really watch out for those things. Protect your gift, protect your blessings. But at the same time, don't be afraid to tell your testimony, because guess what? God is always going to protect you. In the now, it might seem like other people are winning, or it might seem like other people are, they're able to dim your light, or, they're tarnishing your name. But no. When you have favor, you're protected. So with DoDash, just watching her testimony unfold, it kind of motivated a lot of people. And that's the one thing about favor and having your testimony all aligned with God's plan for your life. Nobody is going to be able to stop that. Nobody can do that. Nobody is going to be able to stop that blessing that's happening in your life. So as I see her get on here every day, just sharing her testimony, and I see all the people coming for her, and they ready to drop videos. All it's doing, they're using her name to get hits now because they want that favor. They feel like that should be them. They feel like, like we live in an environment now where people are so judgmental. They judge you for everything. They judge you when you wasn't nothing and now you done became something. Now they feel like you got to go back to being nothing. No. You will not be the reason why I dim my light. I'm just not going to do it. You should not let anybody make you dim your light for no reason. No. Even if you don't have a blueprint, even if you came from nothing, even if you lost everything and had to start over, lost everything again, had to start over again and fell down and got beat up and da-da-da. Listen, get back up. Get back up. Get back up. It's just a part of your journey. It's just a part of your testimony. Imagine if the numerous times that I've been homeless and I've just sat in that car and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go into this hospital today because I just had to shower in the gym and I'm in New York City and I ain't got nobody, I don't want to go see the patients because I feel so broken. I feel like I don't have nothing. I feel like God ain't favoring me. I'm just going to sit in this car. I'm helpless. No. Listen, you're going to have to, hey, I know I'm sleeping in this car, but this is only temporary. The situation that you in is only temporary. Stop getting so caught up on these temporary situations and feel like God forgot about you. God ain't forget about you. You forgetting about you. God ain't forget about you. Just know God is not forgetting about you. He's not. He's just waiting for you to get prepared to receive those blessings. Because what you don't want to do is receive your blessings over and over again. And I've seen this. People keep getting blessed over and over and over again. They think that's them. No, that's God's favor over your life. But if you start to abuse that favor, guess what? Those blessings get taken from you. And that's what it seems like people are trying to, even with the DoorDash situation, that YouTuber, people are trying to make her feel like she don't deserve it. No. You continue to walk in God's light. As long as you're telling your testimony and that's all you're doing, you're not hurting nobody and you're inspiring people. Let people think whatever, because that favor is going to what? Protect you when you go through the darkness, when you go through the light, at your lowest. At my lowest point, after I done did all this, been sick, been homeless, now I got to move to New York with no money. I don't have no money. I had to start a GoFundMe. Now here I am, this dentist. I just graduated from a doctoral program, 2-3 degrees, and I'm sleeping in my car. But imagine if I had said, you know what, this ain't working. I'm going back home. God ain't working. No. I said, you know what, I'm going to finish this. I have to finish this. It's a must that I finish. And once I finish, look at me now. Look at the favor. Don't let people make you feel like you're not favored. Don't let people make you feel like you're not worth it. Because you are. You're totally worth it. Totally worth it. So that's why now, even though I've been going through things this year and you can sometimes go through things and feel down, God's favor is going to shine the brightest when you're at your lowest. That's when you're going to see, wow, I was just almost to the breaking point, but God, you came through at the perfect timing. I didn't say your timing. I said God's perfect timing. So stick through whatever you're going through because God is getting ready to show you. That success that you've been praying for is getting ready to be revealed. That blessing that you've been praying for is on the way. Make sure you're listening and paying attention. Okay? Make sure you're blocking out all those people who feel like you ain't deserving and all the people who let go of God's hand and all the people who don't believe in favor and all the people who know that they're not chosen because they around here treating people like any kind of way. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Don't let them infect you. Just like one bad apple can spoil a bunch, one unfavored person can spoil a favorite person. It can spoil you. Make you feel like you got to be like them. They like, well, I ain't blessed. My thing ain't coming through. I've been trying. I'm giving up. You should give up too. No. That is a trick of the enemy. Don't give up. Don't give up. But even with this podcast, I've been slacking off because I've been going through life. But God's sending people. He's sending testimonies. He's sending inspiration for you to get back on track, to stay on track. And that's what it is for me, because I started to feel like, every time I make a podcast, I need a perfect thing to say. And that's not true. Long as I get on here and connect with you guys and y'all can hear my voice, you know that God is real. You know that favor ain't fair, but you know that favor is going to pick up your bill. It really will. So I leave you guys today with this podcast, just talking about the favor that you need to overcome any trial that you're going through. To overcome any trial that you're going through, you're going to need that faith and you're going to need that favor. Okay. And if you're going through a dark time in your life right now, you feel like nobody is there to help you. You feel like you don't have the money. You don't even have the energy. I need you to fall to your knees, pray to God, talk to God about it, speak positive affirmations as much as you can into your life. Go work out, go to the gym, go for a walk, clear your head, and don't stress about it. When life almost had me by the chokehold this year with this dental office, dealing with dental insurance and, all of that, I got to a place where I felt like I wasn't worth being on this earth this year. I got so low. I was in bed for 3 weeks. I think I talked about this on a previous podcast, but I just want to refresh y'all about even just this year, how the enemy tried to trick me out my spot. Tried to make me feel like my blessing wasn't a blessing and my favor wasn't favor. I started to feel like this was a burden. I started to feel like, dang, am I doing the right thing, making the right decision? Because I keep going, getting this degree, that degree, getting into this spot, and coming up short. How many of y'all have came up short over and over and over and over and over again? Guess what? It's okay. It's okay to come up short. Don't let yourself or your brain trick you into feel like nobody care. Don't let your brain trick you into feel like it ain't worth it, that you just can't figure it out. Sometimes you can't figure it out because God has already figured it out for you. And that was the case for me. I was in this place just laying down, couldn't get up to work, couldn't get up to see my patients, feeling like a failure, just calling specific people like, dang, I feel like a failure. Like, I just don't know. I can't figure this business out. I mean, it had me so down and stressed, guys. But guess what? I had a long talk with God. He sent me a couple testimonies, long talk with God. And I made a vow to God to please, if you could just protect my mind from getting down, deep down and depressed and sad and thinking about the past and thinking about what I don't have, and keep me reminded that I am so favored. I'm so blessed just because I can walk, I can talk, I can speak. I got my lungs, I got my heart, I got my mindset. That is so priceless. And God is clearing it up for me to have my time back. Because that's the biggest trick of the enemy, is to take your time away. Well, that's a topic for a whole nother day. Today, we just talking about favor. So I'm just so happy that I didn't allow the enemy to trick me out my spot. Because now I can come on this podcast and share my testimony. And trust me, you guys, you have a testimony. Don't be afraid of your testimony. Don't hide your testimony. Your testimony belongs to you. It is proof. It is proof that you survived the test, and now you're going to tell it so that you can help somebody else who's going through that, who needs to hear that. So I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who needs to hear that. Favor is about your journey from hood to hooded. It just is. It is. If you're on this podcast and you made it to this far, you've been watching these episodes, even if you come back on the replay later when I'm deep into this, just know that favor is required, and you have to recognize when you're favored that you will be attacked. You won't be attacked by anything that can hurt you, but you just got to recognize the haters. Just recognize them and just put them where they at. You are like the sun. You are meant to shine bright. The sun, apologies for shining too bright, and the sun don't make no apologies. The sun just come out and the sun just be sunning, okay? The sun come out and be like, here I am, boo. You better get you some sunglasses. Y'all already know you better get you some sunglasses, sunscreen, or go in the house in the dark. Because I'm going to shine. So I need y'all to say that right now with me. I'm going to shine. I'm going to shine. So get you some sunglasses because I'm going to shine. I'm favored. I'm highly favored. I will tell my testimony and feel no apologies about it. Period. Point blank. Period. Yeah, got me tripping on here. But, that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. I just wanted to break the ice from my 2-month hiatus from podcasting. This is something that I actually like doing. But like I said, my dental profession and just being a dentalpreneur, that really sucks a lot of life out of me dealing with insurance companies. But I'm changing that so that now I can do more things that allow me to speak and tell my story and share different things that I'm going through along this journey. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I know that this is an election day. I know people are out here going crazy. But listen, y'all just be safe. You know who you voting for. Keep it to yourself if you ain't ready to argue with people. Because people like I can talk about, if you vote for this person, we ain't family. It's too much. It's too much, guys. It's too much. But anywho, remember that you're highly favored. Remember that you are a chosen one. And remember that you can go from hood to hood. Okay? This is the Hood to Hood Express. This is Dr. Shon, your motivational dentist, and I will holla at you guys in the next podcast. Now, do me a favor. You can subscribe to this podcast. You can also share this podcast, and you can also send me a message and let me know what you want me to talk about in future videos, or send me a message and just say, hello, Dr. Shizzy. That's my nickname. Just say hello and I will reply back. But yeah, we're going to heat this thing up. I mean, what is a journey without a little downfall? Like, I feel like this podcast is on this up and up. I'm still new to the podcast game, but we're going to hang in there together. So y'all have a wonderful day and I will holler at y'all in the next podcast. So favor will foot the bill for you. When you get through those difficult times in your life and you really can't see your way, this is where favor comes into action. It's not like a button you can turn on or turn off, but you'll notice it when you make it through a really, really, really difficult time. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know how I survived that. That was favor. That was God's favor carrying you. So on your journey to success, very important to maintain that optimism. Oh, there's a fly in here bothering me. It's very important to maintain that optimism and maintain that positive energy because you're going to need it. A lot of people, when they notice how God favors you and they notice that you're overcoming the things that they thought that would break you or the things that broke them, and my camera